Oh, it wasn't like super
Okay.
fun.
Okay.
So, we're going to continue with the difference between por and para. Okay.
Okay.
Por y para. Okay. So, last class we were here, right? And we were discussing about the difference between por and para. And I told you that the main difference is that para, we're going to use para for when we talk about the purpose. And we use por when we're talking about the reason, right? But also we have like some other specific cases where we use that.
Okay.
So again, here we have expresar motivo o finalidad, like reason and purpose, right? So here, por indica el motivo, la causa o la razón que explica la acción expresada. For example, we have te envié un regalo por tu cumpleaños because your birthday, right, is the reason that I'm sending the gift. So we use por.
Okay.
And on the other hand, we have para that we're going to use to express the purpose, finalidad. Para indica la finalidad de la acción expresada. For example, we have me fui a Londres para trabajar. Because, like, first I go to London, right? And then I work. So that is going to happen like after that. Yeah.
Okay.
That is going to happen after that. And it's the purpose. Like at the end, I'm going to work. And that's why I went to London. Any questions so far? Yes.
No.
Also, we have expresar una elección personal o una opinión. And we're going to see that elección personal, we're going to use por. And opinión para. So, more specifically. Indica la elección personal por de alguien ante una situación planteada previamente. So, this word por indicates the personal choose, right? I think that's the word for elección. So, wait, give me 1 second. See, the choice, right? Of course, choice. The personal choice of someone, and that's about a previous situation. And you can think that the sport express like if I'm the one making if the situation is in my hands, I will do this. Like that's the situation for por. For
Okay.
example, por mí, haz lo que quieras. Like if I can choose, or if the situation is in my hands, like do whatever you want. Or por nosotros vamos al cine. That is like if we can make the decision, we will go to the cinema. So every time we have this case of the word por, we're going to have, of course, the word por and some invitation on or some proposal. Yeah, like something. Yeah, an invitation. Then we have para. That is the other case that I told you. Now we are in the case of opinion. And for the opinion, we're going to use para. But more specifically, para is going to tell me who has that opinion. Okay? So, for example, you can say something, and the answer for the question who has that opinion is here after para. So, for example, para mí eres el mejor primo del mundo. So, this is the opinion. Eres el mejor primo del mundo. And who has that opinion? Yo. I have that opinion. The other example. The opinion is la puntualidad es importantísima. And like the like to be on time is very important. And who has that opinion? Mi hermana. So I can say the whole phrase. Para mi hermana, la puntualidad es importantísima. Okay,
Okay.
no questions.
No.
Okay. Um, Now we have lugar de paso o dirección. So in this case, we're going to talk about like places or any like if I'm in a route, like yeah, una ruta, right? And for that route, like I'm going to go from point A to point B, right? And in that route, I can use either por or para, right? The difference is that I'm going to use por if I'm talking about what is in the middle of that route, right? And like I'm not going to stop there. So, indica un lugar de paso. So what I told you, it's in the when I'm talking about a place in the middle of this route, right? And I'm not going to stop there, I can use por. So for example, he pasado por tu casa. That is that I walk by your house. Like I didn't stop there.
Okay.
And the same here. La ruta pasa por Segovia. So that route is not going to stop in Segovia, but it's going to go by Segovia. And also we have to para, right, indica la dirección o el destino final del trayecto del sujeto. So I'm going to use I'm going to use para, sorry. If I'm talking about, I'm going to point from point A to point B, right? And
Okay.
when I talk about point B, I use para. So, for example, we have, este tren sale para Asturias en 15 minutos. So, the final like destiny, right, is Asturias. I'm going to, like, if I take that train, I'm going to end in Asturias. Another
Okay.
example, salgo para tu casa en 5 minutos. So I'm going to go out from my house to your house in 5 minutes. Para tu casa. Okay, and here also we have um, like por and para are very useful words, right? So they have many options to use. And we're going to talk about more, but I'm going to skip one of them because I really like specific and I don't want you to get like confused. But yeah, let's see more cases where you can use por. When you're talking about the object or the thing you use to do something, you can use por. That is like if you're talking, you're calling someone by phone, right? You're going to use por. Like podemos hablar por teléfono. Or nos comunicamos por carta. So here the object is el teléfono and here is la carta. But they are all like options to communicate, right? Or to do the thing we're talking. Like in this case, you can communicate using a letter, and here you can talk using a phone, right? And yeah, like that's the options.
Okay.
Another example of using por is like when you get married, you can do it by like in the church, or you can do it in the, I don't know what's the name of it.
Simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going to use por to say that nos hemos casado por la iglesia or nos hemos casado por lo civil. Using por because that's how you got married. Like that's like how. Also, of course, another use of the word por is that if you translate why, if you translate why, it's going to be por qué, right? So every time you can translate or you're going to make a question of why, you use por because it's por qué. That's the translation of why. Um, Another use. Are you taking note of this?
For the ones that I don't know, so like, oh, I don't know if you're gonna say, but for the ones that I don't already know, like I made notes on.
Okay.
But some of these I already know.
So we also have a intercambio, like exchange. So if you're like, for example, that's why every time you talk about a price of something, you use por because you're exchanging money for other thing, right? So for example, we have he comprado un microondas de segunda mano por 10 euros because I gave 10 euros and I received a microwave. Also, like, me cambias tu postre por el mío. Like, can we switch
Desserts.
desserts? Also, ubicación aproximada. So, for example, this is the park, right? And you
Yeah.
can say you're in the park, like exactly, like if you say estoy en el parque, you're exactly like there, right? But you can also say estoy por el parque. That is like I'm not specifically in the park, but I'm around the park, like near. So, estoy por el parque. Or, for example, Martina vive por la Plaza Mayor. She doesn't exactly live in the Plaza Mayor. She lives near Plaza Mayor. Also, if you ask, hay un cajero por aquí, like if you want to say there's what's the word for a cajero automático, ATM?
ATM.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ATM. If there's an ATM near, you can ask, hay un cajero por aquí, por aquí, like around or near. Of course, also when we're talking about moments of the day, we always use por. So every time you see las mañanas, las tardes, las noches, or la mañana, la tarde, la noche, it goes with, like those words go with por, por and por, yeah. Por las mañanas, like I run I run in the morning. Corro por las mañanas. Por las mañanas. Okay. Also, when you're talking, like you do this every every certain amount of time. Like for example, I do this every week or every whatever, right? Like periodicidad. That is that it's going to repeat many times. You're going to use por. So, salgo a correr 3 veces por semana. Okay, that's like the example. Or if you want to say, I go to the doctor 2 times a month, or 1 time a month. You can say, voy al doctor una vez por mes. Okay,
Okay.
because if you say it in English, like you don't use any word to connect the time and the like the week or month or year. But in Spanish we use por to connect them.
Okay.
Also, when you divide something or
Oh,
you
hang on. I'm gonna grab a coffee real
Mhm.
quick. Okay, sigamos.
Okay. So when we're talking about distribution, or you're going to divide something for yeah, you divide something, and we're going to use por. So, for example, repartirán una botella de agua por persona. So they're going to give a bottle of water eh, to each person. So it's por. Also, every time you say like 4%, it's por ciento. Like the translation of percent is por ciento. And we're going to, yeah, we're going to leave it like that. Let's not talk about the last three because it's very specific. So, yeah. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. Now, let's talk about para, like some other cases where you use para, right? So, if you're talking, like you're going to do something, or addressee, receiver. Yeah, let's say receiver. Yeah, let's translate this to receiver, right? If you're going to do something, or you're going to give a gift, you're going to use para when you're making reference to the person who is going to receive that. So, for example, para mi querido primo Alberto. Like you can write that in a card. Like if you're going to give a gift. And also we have esta película es para todos los públicos because that movie is going to like um like every person can watch that movie, so you can use para because you can see like todos los públicos as the receiver and esta película as the thing that it's like the thing you're giving. Also, a very common case that you're going to use para is the deadline. So if you have to finish a job by this day, right? You're going to use para. So, for example, el resultado de los exámenes estará para la semana que viene. So, the results of the tests will be ready in the next week. Like they're going to be ready next week. And for that, we use para. Also, el trabajo de fin de curso es para junio. So that's the deadline for this like homework is June. Like you're going to finish that for June. This no, and just these two because also these three are kind of complicated and specific. So let's just keep those cases, right? And also there's a lot of expressions that use por, but there's a lot. So let's just not talk about that because you have to either memorize it or ignore them. But it's going to like you're going to learn those expressions every time you talk, and you can see some of this.
Okay, can you share that with me?
Hmm. I think Yes. Yeah, I'm sending it to you. And
Okay.
also,
Oh, I meant like a link.
ah, okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
And
Thanks.
also, there's an expressions for para, but yeah. Let's do some exercises with por and para.
Okay.
So yeah, you have to choose
¿Por qué?
which one.
¿Por qué te levantas tan temprano?
Ajá.
Porque
Me,
yo tengo clases de español.
porque el estómago, porque me duele el estómago, no puedo dormir más.
Ah, okay.
Oh, the second one.
Este regalo es para ti.
Mm-hmm.
Por mis amigos,
Mm-hmm. Hago cualquier cosa.
I would do anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
I Vendido. I came to the city
Mm-hmm.
para estudiar
Mm-hmm.
medicina.
He venido a esta ciudad para estudiar medicina.
Sí.
No, this one.
Vivo en el extranjero por, or
Mm-hmm.
no,
Mm-hmm.
por?
Yes.
Oh,
Por motivos laborales, like reasons. So,
I live, it's like I live outside of Colombia for work.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now this one.
The team, el equipo de nadadoras,
El equipo de nadadoras, like the
que es
swimmers team.
swimmer. Ah, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Nadar.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, entrena 6 veces por semana.
Mm-hmm.
Quieren ponerse en forma por,
Para.
no, para.
Para ganar el campeonato.
Well, I didn't really understand the sentence. It's wait, they want to put on
Like they want to be on shape or like
in shape por ponerse.
in
But I was translating a message the other day, and I was joking, and I was trying to say that I was putting on body glitter, like a stripper, and it translated to ponerse like como brillante corporeal
ponerse brillantes.
de corporal. I was saying that I was putting on body glitter, like as a joke,
Ajá.
and it came. Someone asked what I was doing, but uh,
Yeah,
so
it's like
but
ponerse,
that's ponerse is like pudding, right?
like to, yeah, put. But the whole phrase to be on shape is
Ponerse en forma.
ponerse en forma, but is because you're not already on shape, you're going to be on shape. Because if you are uh, on shape, it is estar en forma, like estar, because you are in shape.
Okay.
But this one is because they want to be on shape.
Okay.
Ponerse en forma para ganar el campeonato. Because that's the, like to win the championship is the purpose.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Got it. Las aletas salen Atletas. Okay, so
Yes.
we have a general theme here. We're speaking about athletes. Okay.
Yes.
Las atletas salen a correr por el parque.
Mm-hmm.
Se reúnen por las tardes para hablar sobre su progreso.
Mm-hmm.
Para ellas or por?
Para ellas, because we're in the case that this is the opinion
Yeah.
and who has that opinion.
Yeah, para.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Hemos quedado esta tarde ir al cine.
Ugh. Para.
Para. Ujú.
Para. Por mí.
Por mí. Por mí. Por mí podemos irnos a dormir ya.
Por. Alquilo mi piso por.
Ujú. Por
Por.
300 € al mes. Alquilo mi piso por 300 € al mes.
300.
Yes. But it's not a normal price.
No,
No,
that's
300
what
euros.
in Europe, like so that's like 300 and it's like $330. That's like I don't know that that would be a normal place or normal price for like a whole floor in Europe.
Like that's too
So
cheap or what?
yeah, that would be cheap.
Ah, yeah. Okay, okay. Um,
Maybe they're talking about like the actual floor.
no, mi piso is like the flat, the apartment.
But I think they might be talking about like room on the floor.
But maybe it's a really bad apartment.
Okay. El profesor quiere los trabajos terminados para la semana que viene.
Mhm.
Por las tardes,
Mhm.
tomo el té con unas amigas.
El paquete de correos es
El
lo
paquete de correos es para la vecina.
para. Ujú.
Sí.
Enviaré la reclamación fax.
Por.
Ujú.
Para mí,
Yes. Para mí lo importante es disfrutar.
sí.
Ese bar está la zona de Moncloa.
Por.
Ujú. El avión
Para.
Atenas, ujú, para Atenas ha sido cancelado. So now let's do more exercises. But I think you
I
already.
got I got most of those right, I think.
Yes, but yeah, let's do more exercises.
Okay.
um,
Shit. It's bastante.
no, just these ones.
But they
But
have like 12.
give me a second. I'm going to connect my PC.
Okay.
Okay. Los coches circulan la calle.
¿Cómo? Las coches circulan por la calle.
Por la calle, sí.
Sí.
Los coches circulan por la calle.
Okay.
Los niños van al colegio.
Para.
Ujú. Compré un sombrero, 20
Por.
euros. Por,
Por.
por. Una,
Como 90 mil pesos.
yes, una limosna, favor.
¿Qué es eso?
Una limosna is like when you're when you're walking and there's someone with like homeless people asking for money.
Okay.
So limosna is that money. The,
Oh, por favor.
Mhm. Estas rosas son
Oh, estas rosas son para mi madre.
ujú, lleva una toalla
Para.
para secarte. Ujú. Now
Por.
this, ajá, 2 por 3 son 6. Ya. Tengo deberes mañana.
De veras. Things that I have to do tomorrow?
Yes, like I have. It can be like either homework or just like things you have to do
Okay. Para mañana.
para mañana. Ujú.
¿Por qué?
Ujú. ¿Por qué no me has llamado?
Why haven't you called me? No sé. Ah,
Por.
por.
No sé por dónde estarán mis llaves. Because
Okay.
like you don't know where are your keys, but in this case you're not talking like where, you're talking about like around where, kinda.
Okay.
El tren Madrid
Para.
sale a las 5. El tren para
Para.
Madrid sale a las 5.
Por qué lado hero? Hero. Hero.
Yes, but in this case, like I don't know
Para.
if you. Mhm.
Is
Eh,
para?
yes, because here when we were talking here, also dirección, dirección. So we also use um para to talk about direction. And in
Okay.
this case, exact. ¿Para qué lado giro?
Para qué lado hero?
Mhm, like
Okay.
this way or that way. Mhm.
Okay, that makes sense. I didn't process the word lotto.
Now,
Tengo
tengo entradas
entradas para ver el tenis.
para ver el tenis. Ujú. El accidente fue,
Por mi culpa.
ujú,
Oh, see?
yes, por mi culpa.
Why though?
Because that's like the reason, like your fault, like
Yeah.
the reason of the car accident.
I just knew it because I'd heard it before, but like I didn't fully understand why.
Ujú,
Uh, por las noches?
ujú. Isabel duerme poco por las noches. Okay, and now finally, I want you to read this. This. I'm going to read it first and then you're going to read it after. Para mi querido primo Alberto, te envié un regalo por tu cumpleaños. Espero que lo hayas recibido. Me has ayudado mucho desde que somos pequeños y por eso quiero darte las gracias. Te escribo ahora esta carta para que veas que no me he olvidado de ti. Desde que me fui a Londres para trabajar, no sabemos mucho el uno del otro. Hasta que nos veamos, podemos hablar por teléfono de vez en cuando y ponernos al día. Para mí, eres el mejor primo del mundo.
Okay.
Now you,
Okay. Para mí, querido,
querido.
querido,
Mhm.
which is like my cousin that I care about,
Like my dear
dear
cousin.
cousin.
Mhm.
Querido primo Alberto, te envié un regalo por tu cumpleaños.
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 Mhm.
Espero que lo hayas recibido. ¿Me has ayudado?
Ayudado.
Ayudado.
Mhm.
Okay. Mucho desde que somos pequeños. Y por eso quiero darte las gracias. Las gracias.
Mhm.
Te escribió.
Te
Te
escribo.
escribo.
Mhm.
Te escribo.
Mhm.
Ahora esta carta para que veas que
Veas.
no que veas
Veas. Ajá.
veas que no me he olvidado de ti.
Olvidado de ti.
Olvidado de ti.
Mhm.
Okay. Desde que me fui a Londres para trabajar, no sabemos
No
mucho,
sabemos.
no sabemos,
Mhm.
no sabemos mucho el uno del otro.
Mhm.
Hasta que nos veamos,
Mhm.
podamos,
Podemos.
podemos,
Mhm.
podemos hablar por teléfono de vez en cuando.
Teléfono.
¿Qué?
Teléfono. You say teléfono, it is teléfono.
Teléfono.
Mhm.
Okay. De vez en cuando y ponernos al día.
Mhm.
What does that mean? We can speak on the phone.
And like catch up. Yeah.
Okay. Para mí, eres el mejor primo del mundo.
Mhm. And you understood everything, or do you have any?
I sent you a gift for your birthday.
Mhm.
I hope that you have received it.
Mhm.
You have helped me a lot since we were very small, and I wanted to tell you thank you.
Mhm.
Or for that, I wanted to tell you thank you. I wrote you this letter because I wanted you to see that I had not forgotten about you.
Uh-huh.
Since I went to London to work, we haven't known much about each other.
Yes. Mhm.
Until we see each other, we could speak on the phone and catch up.
Mhm.
For me, you are the best cousin in the world.
Yes. Mhm. Good.
It's that I understand so much more than I'm able to speak, and that's like incredibly frustrating.
Yeah, but it's like usual to have that problem, and you're getting better in your pronunciation and everything.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So I will see you Thursday then.
Mhm. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Goodbye.
Bye.